it just came out naturally. We were talking about something about tattoos, like a 9-year-old girl in Vegas getting a tattoo, and somebody started talking about tattoos, and that led to Jason sharing about a tattoo that he almost got in college that we're like, what? And he'll share in a minute if you missed it what that was, because we still were like, that doesn't fit you at all. But again, this was in college. And then we thought of a Super Bowl bet idea. We do a Super Bowl bet every year. We have for 12 years at least. And of course, a bet is only good as the consequence of losing the bet. And so Jason said that he would get a tattoo, and then I would, if my team loses, I would get pictures of both my ex-wives wrapped on my car.
Full wrap,
big pictures of each one, like one on one side, one on the other, and something about losing a bet or whatever, and have to have my car wrapped for 30 days and drive around and go to school, take my kids to school, go to church with
my goodness.
Drop off my son to Kelly's house with her picture on my car.
Which will go over really well.
Right. So I'm saying, and so then we ran into some ideas that this might be illegal. We don't know if it's legal or not.
Well,
because of the photos.
It's not just we need to know whether we need to get permission for the photos or not. Because if you get permission, then it's legal.
It's fine. It's totally fine. So, Jason, before we have our official attorney, Lisa Lanier, on the phone. But first, can you share the tattoo you almost got? And then if you do lose the bet, if we can move forward with this bet, what you're willing to do if your team loses.
Yeah, I didn't really, again, back in the day, the tattoos were different. If you look at the things now that are popular or not, I've been very bad at tattoos. We know that.
Right.
And I almost got my fraternity letters on my ankle. Thank goodness I didn't do that. But at one point, I wanted to get a tattoo because I thought it was a cool thing. And I looked through hours of tattoos. At the tattoo place, they have I don't know if they still do, but the books and stuff like that. And I just thought this, and I don't know why now because it's not, and I think it's actually an indication that it's like you do crack or something, or you're a drug dealer, you do 8-ball. It's basically a skeleton with a purple gownish cape on it.
So ridiculous.
Thank goodness I didn't get that because I would be very upset if I got that now, and I was going to get it on my arm.
Why did you stop yourself from getting it? What stopped you?
I don't know. It was very close to it, and it might have had something to do with money, how expensive it was going to be.
I see, because of maybe the color and different things. And then, you might get this on your butt. So that part's not in question legally. Maybe it's just questionable taste-wise, but, that's why it's a good bet because you don't want that on your body.
No, but I already have Biden there from the last bet.
Right.
And I have now a real messed up tattoo because it was a very girly tattoo of my ex-wife, the almost whatever you call it.
Strange
yes.
wife initials, but then a mole grew on that, so that changed the format of that.
Now it says gay.
It does say gay.
It does look like it says
It does say
gay.
gay. I don't care. I'm just going to leave it as that.
Yeah.
I'm going to take, because when I take off my shirt, that's when people see it. It's only at the pool.
Right. And then and then you probably forget because it's on your back, and people are like, huh.
I don't care. If they ask, I'd rather just say gay than my wife's initials. I'd rather.
And then you had some laser tattoo removal on the Biden a little bit, and now it just says bi. So you've got gay and bi on your back. Just keep people guessing.
He's discovering who he is.
That's okay. Fine. We're here for you.
It doesn't matter. I don't really care. I will care about the skeleton with the purple cape because that's going to look very odd.
Yeah, it's bizarre. All right, let's go to our official attorney, Lisa Lanier. Again, she went to law school and is a top 100 attorney in the country to deal with such matters as skeleton tattoos and wrapping your car with your ex-wife's faces on it.
It is an important matter because there's many of times that people have been sued for posting a photo of somebody else that took it. Like Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Ariana Grande posted her own self on her own social media page and got sued because it wasn't her photo. She didn't own the rights to the photo.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. So that's why we're asking on the photo side of it, is it legal? And then after you answer that, would you even advise as an attorney us doing this? Like, is it just too wrought with issues, or what do you think?
Yeah, so good morning, by the way.
Good morning.
No. And Jason, I definitely think you ought to think about changing those initials into something else. A good tattoo artist could change those initials into something totally different.
I don't care.
We've told them.
I don't. It doesn't really bother me. I just, whatever.
Okay, well, I totally would do that. I would be like, get rid of this thing. But, you should you should have kind of, it was like an ominous thing when the mole grew there, right? Like you knew it was like,
It was
that was a little
foreshadowing.
foretelling, a little foretelling of the future there.
That's funny.
But so in this situation, all right, so technically betting is illegal, technically, but nobody's going to come and arrest you for making a friendly wager, right? But technically, like, in North Carolina, for example, and generally in most places, the four types of betting that are legal, with the exception of, states that have, like Vegas and, lottery. Most states have a lottery. Most states have indigenous people, Native American casinos, right? And so those are legal. Most states allow charitable raffles and bingo, like, the church bingo or the drag bingo or whatever, all different sorts of. Those are for money, right? That you pay to do it. And but those are legal. And then low stakes bingo that they call like beach bingo, like, you play down in Myrtle Beach or whatever, those are at the fair. Low stakes where you're playing to win like a set of, silverware or something, cheap silverware. Those are the forms that are legal. And so technically, betting among yourselves is illegal, but nobody enforces it. Nobody's going to come arrest you for it. So that's that angle of it.
And Lisa, sorry to interrupt real quick. Isn't there some kind of, at least in this state, some statute of like it's illegal to bet money on something else, but if it's something to do with skill, like you're actually doing skill. Like if, for instance, I was always told like you can't bet on two other people playing pool, but if you're playing the pool in this state, it counts as skill, and that's okay. Not that there's any skill at all about what we're doing.
No, right?
Yeah, no, there aren't really exceptions like that. I mean, but the key is that it kind of goes to that general, like nobody's going to enforce just petty wagering over like I'm playing people in a game of pool or whatever. I mean, and people bet on all kinds of stuff. And people play poker. Like poker night with your friends. I mean, that's technically illegal, but nobody enforces that because it's just having a little fun, and nobody probably is gonna know about it first of all, and then if they did, they're not gonna enforce it. But when it comes to the photo, so interestingly, like with the Ariana Grande thing, so whoever took the photo owns the photo, all right, and that's why she got in trouble about it. But so like with Jared, if he took the pictures of his ex-wives, which I'm sure he's got pictures of them, he could use them all day long. And there's the other wrinkle that you can't use someone's image, to sell something to make money. That's not what he's doing here, right? He's doing it as part of a joke, that kind of went south on him. And so it's perfectly fine to do it if he owns the photo and, here it is. It's just a joke.
All right. And so as long as I have the photo on my phone, like I took the photo on my phone.
Yeah,
it should be all right.
You're fine.
Okay. Now, would you?
They may not be thrilled about it, but you can do it. And then I would say caveat: as long as you don't have some convoluted agreement in your, in your divorces and your separation agreements that you'll never, because that could be an issue too. Because sometimes those get complicated, where you may say, they may have something in it, like a non-disparagement that goes into a great deal of detail. I don't think this is really disparaging them, but but I would be careful and
we might need plan B.
You might
We
need
might need
to
plan B.
have Lisa look at that.
You have so good up until that
so
point.
I mean, because of your
You're right.
profession, I imagine that they lawyered up pretty big on you, right? And so they probably put something in there about using their likeness, right? I mean, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'd have to read the 7,000 pages that I got from Kelly's
Exactly.
attorney, but yeah.
Exactly.
You're saying it is all legal if we own the photo, but to Jared, it depends on whether or not they say, you said use likeness, meaning that you can't involve her and put her up in the public eye type thing.
Yeah, I mean, they may have because of his job.
Right.
I mean, if I had been representing one of his ex-wives, I would have said, "Hey, you can't speak of her, particularly in a public on the air or anything like that." I would say you can't broadcast images or likeness. I mean,
He would have to sign and agree to that, correct? I mean, he might not agree if you don't agree to that.
Yeah.
Right, he would have had to agree to it in the separation.
I would say,
Would you agree to that?
I would say in both of the agreements that I've signed with Heather hasn't had a problem. Although it's like we get along great. I don't know if this would be like the best thing for our approach.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be making fun of her. She would get it more than anybody. But then with but both, I think the longest thing, and usually custody agreement or arrangement is like the longest thing in your settlement, unless you have like complicated finances, which I don't. It's like, who has the most debt? The longest thing in both of theirs is about on-air stuff. And
Did you sign it?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because
he was tired of paying his attorney.
Yeah.
Thank God you went before me, because I'm never signing that.
Attaboy.
You'll see. Because
Nope.
you know why? It was the more than, I don't want to say, to me, it was more important than anything else in the agreement was that. That was their number one thing.
But why did you then sign it?
Well, because it says I have to, if I would I'm not going to disparage, and then try to be.
But what did you get from that? Like,
I get, there's things that were important to me that I got.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's kind of
I
a
see.
give and
You know
take.
what I'm saying? So
And you want it done, and you want it done, probably.
And wanted it done, and it's their number one thing. Their attorneys were the most like, and I can get it too. I was on the other side, and and I was married.
Maybe that's the way you could have got the house. All right, I won't do it. You need the house.
Well, we settled the house. There was a lawsuit about that, which Lisa knows. She wasn't involved, but she knows a little bit about that. We had to settle a lawsuit. It was a fraud lawsuit against her that she settled. So that matter has been settled. So there's been a lot of attorney stuff that I'm trying to avoid getting. But their most important thing was the on-air stuff.
Non-disparagement, on the air. Yeah, well, I mean, you're a public figure. You're on the air every day. I mean, I would have certainly been thinking about it if I represented them.
I was married to Kristen Cavallari and I was Jay Cutler and I got divorced from her, or if I was anyone else that got married to her, that would be my biggest thing, because if I didn't have a platform, she goes on a podcast and she says everything.
Yeah.
Which makes her podcast really good. But I'd be like, if we're gonna, I don't have a platform, so I do get that. But
then Lisa, in that situation, because it's the agreement with Jared, if we did it and they had an issue, is the issue with the station or with Jared?
Well, that's going to depend on. I mean, I would say he would probably be on the hook for that because he consented to his car being wrapped, and it is his car. I mean, he could have put a stop to it. So I would say, but I mean, I don't necessarily think if all it says is that you won't disparage them. You're not saying, "Oh God, they're terrible." You're just putting their image out there, and
if anything,
choose nice images. Choose pretty pictures.
It's a compliment.
You didn't take ugly pictures of them,
right?
No, that's true.
Right.
I have to check. I think there's a social media aspect of it, of certain.
But that's not social media. That's your car.
No,
Is there a car wrapping clause?
I'm thinking we can find a loophole here, Jared.
Right.
I think we can.
Well, you would have to take. Some people would take pictures and put that on social media, but you
I didn't do it. Yeah.
Nope, you wouldn't do it. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Lisa, based on what you know, at least about one of the people that I've dealt with as an ex, would you advise any client to do this?
No, I think you're going to catch hell. I think you're going to catch hell.
Yeah. I was like really into it until about 5 minutes ago.
Lisa, what if the bet is that I will put Jared's 2 ex-wives on my car?
I like that. I like that even better.
And Jared gets the skeleton purple cape tattoo.
I'm not doing the tattoo.
Jared gets Jason's.
Yeah.
There we go.
What if we did that? We just do the whole car wraps.
I like that.
I get your ex-wife on my car.
Loser gets the other's ex on their car.
That's pretty freaking funny.
Oh, that's a good mutual bet. I like that.
We're both in the clear.
So I would
because
get
Jason didn't sign anything.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
So Jared
I like that.
He's thinking about it. You two.
So ridiculous. This is the most
These
ridiculous
women.
bet ever.
All right, we'll think about that one.
Let's think about it.
All right.
I like
All right,
that.
we have a lot to think about. Lisa, you are awesome. And she's a good friend off the air, too, which is important, too. I like that. But if you're ever injured on the job, contact her right away at hireaheavyweight.com. She does a lot more than that. Obviously, you're on the show. We can ask her anything legal question, and she's, boom. She
Always
does.
has an answer, even for the most ridiculous stuff.
She's very, very intelligent and fun. I mean, she's fun to work with, too.